Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am your host, Joe, JGF Foster, and today's movie review will be on the 2004 film Soul Plane. This film did not do well in theaters, but there are actually ideas as to why it did. This movie the movie starred Kevin Hart, which for me was the first introduction to Kevin Hart, the comedian. And it also featured Snoop Dogg, Tom Arnold, and a number of others that would become famous or were already famous. One many would recognize as for being from Modern Family, Sofia Varagas. I'm sorry, I probably just said that wrong. I apologize for that. But it was the Spanish-speaking wife, or Brazilian, the one with the accent that made it hard to understand her at times. Something I didn't know about this movie is Kevin Hart was actually shorter than the love interest they had filmed for this movie, Katie Albert. Played by Katie Albert. And so for a lot of the scenes, they had him stand on a box so that the height difference wasn't noticeable. Which, again, explains how short he really is. And it's surprising. Back to what I was saying earlier about this film didn't do well in theaters. Kevin Hart actually blames it to the bootlegging of the film. The movie was leaked 3 months before the theatrical release was done. At the premiere, Kevin Hart even remembers being asked to sign copies of the bootleg version of the movie. Other reasons for this movie not doing so well, it was too much thrown into such a short span, at least in my view, to try and make it into a movie. And it went too far one way instead of trying to keep a balance. And in doing so, you took away from the fans. You took away from people being able to watch the movie or get into it and wanting to recommend it to their friends. And when a movie doesn't do well with people, they won't recommend it. Therefore, your sales will go down instantly because of it. Now, a rumor that was done for this is that when they were filming this, all scenes involving Snoop Dogg were done within 5 days, which I do find interesting. This is also the first film to feature Kodak's Method story and soundtrack on cyan dye instead of magnetic or optical strip type deals. This is also the feature film debut of Ariel Kelbel, or Cabell. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. But she plays the daughter in this movie. And others would recognize her as Elise in American Pie Bandcamp, or the smart girl in John Tucker Must Die, known as Carrie, who had this organization, who was basically an OCD version of Bright. And another rumor, because I couldn't find it anywhere else, states that the multi-blue aircraft shown in the opening credits are actually Southwest Airlines designs, just set to blue in order to hide the original colors that were used. The movie overall made me think the same as a lot of people did, that it was an attempt at the 1970s classic Airplane, or I'm sorry, a movie I had previously reviewed, Airplane, but it was more, this one was trying to be more comical than that, so it went over the top and didn't do much. A lot of critics called it the black version of Airplane. To me, it was just a more modernized version that was trying to fit in with the times. Rap and hip-hop had gained in the genre department and started their rise and had a major rise in the nation by then and were really popular. So you try to fit in with that. While at the same time, you try to take the sense of humor that Airplane did with its parody and absurdity and throw that in. And Snoop Dogg's traditional talents of being comical and at the same time being known for smoking and apparently trying mushrooms. And you get this film. Like I said, I do disagree with the critics calling it the black version of Airplane. I'd have gone with just, like I said, the modern version of it. And a lot of this movie uses stereotyping and it uses a lot of stereotypes, such as the Colt 45, such as the drinks on the plane, and the first class versus the rest of the class versus low class meal supply. First class gets like lobster, duck, fish, they get the really good stuff. But in the low class, they're sharing napkins. They're getting one piece of chicken, one piece of Popeye's chicken specifically, and having to share the food with everybody. And their luggage places are actually having the lockers at a bus stop type deal where you put in a quarter and you take the key. And until you come back, it'll hold the money. It'll hold the thing in there. But, where it's market rental, I said, to me, there was a lot of stereotyping in this, and it even stereotypes the white people as well in this. Where you got the little boy, and you got the son who acts more like this rap artist, trying to imitate them. The daughter who's rebellious against her against her father, and just trying to act out in general. The beauty queen wife, basically, stereotype. Although I say beauty queen, that sounds really bad, but I'm not meaning it towards her specific. Not meaning it towards all beauty queens. It's the stereotype I've seen in movies a lot of times. The beauty queen, in this case, is this wife that he recently got with. Is basically Tom Arnold's second wife in this film. And she picks up a magazine with a picture of a black guy, and it shows a certain area on him. Though it's a model magazine type deal, so it's covered. And she's turned on by it and leaves him for this. Leaves her husband for this guy. But it does stereotype in a lot of ways. Which is another reason I think this movie didn't do well in theaters. Is due to that. And this movie, I can remember, I looked forward to it because I thought it was going to be so great. Mainly because Snoop Dogg was going to be in it. And just seeing how it was presented. The movie ads were wonderful for this, and it raised the expectations so high. But yet, when you actually watch the film, they were nowhere near it. It came crashing down and ruined all you had. Which is the other reason it failed, in my view. Now, I will give it. It did have a decent storyline and some good moments of comedy properly placed. And like Airplane, it did a lot of parody acts where it would play on things, such as the girl's birthday, making her 18. And they show like a team of football players and sailors running through when being notified. And then a play on the guy's name being Gaiman when they try to call him over the airline, over the intercom system, they say Gaiman, and it actually raises and talks about how the guy needs to come back to the cockpit because one of the other members needed to drain the lizard. And at the moment it does that, it had actual gay men, what I think were drag queens. I'm not exactly sure because it's the outfits they were wearing, and I wasn't really paying attention to that. And then it showed priests as well, which to me played on Airplane's same idea when it showed the little boy with the priest. And the whole Michael Jack and all those other rumors that were going, and all those other issues politically that were going around. But like I said, it did a lot of comedy. It did more comedy than it did story, which throws it off. And when you focus on certain things more than others, instead of trying to find the balance, it ruins the film. But at the same time, like I said, it had a decent storyline overall, and it had moments where it placed the comedy properly, while others were out of place for it. Also, the father from the Friday movies, was in this, and he played his character really well. And there's even references to Friday in this when he does it, because he uses the same line that he uses in Friday and in other things. Where when he orders his food, he asks for hot sauce to go with it. Which again, I think is also stereotyping in some way, but then again, it could just be personal preference that he's had thrown in over time, as it's become well known for his characters. Now for my final note on this one, which comes down to just the grade in this case. While I don't think the movie was all that great, I can't say it was bad. Overall, I'd have to give it a C+. I'd recommend it to be something that's watched sparingly when you just need a good laugh thrown in, or you just want to waste time. But it's not something I'd recommend over and over and over and over again to somebody. So again, this is my personal opinion on that. Now, what was your opinion of this movie? Feel free to leave it in the comments, along with a movie or something you'd like me to discuss on an upcoming video, and your thoughts on this video. Till next time, out.